Hey y'all, I'm Mia.
Hey, and I'm Kiara.
And welcome to A Single Mother's Tale podcast, where we talk about motherhood, parenting, healing, elevation, and education.
And we also talk about our own personal experiences as being single mothers, shedding light on those real conversations that mothers are afraid of having. We are telling the tales and raw truths about single motherhood.
We hope at the end of this episode, our shared experiences offers clarity, insight, comfort, and support as we all are navigating through motherhood. Hey y'all, welcome back to our podcast.
Yes, ma'am. Back at it again. But what we gonna tell them today?
So today we got a special guest.
Come on in.
What's good?
We got a man on the show.
Oh yeah, I like this.
Yes.
How y'all doing?
Yes, so we have a special guest today, and go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, if you don't know me, my name is Devin Melton. Very good close friends with Kiara and so I'm just really glad to be here and everything like that. You know, me, I mean, a long list of things when to start. I'm just a very busy person. Let's just say that. You know, so you're gonna see me. So we'll get into all that.
See him several times throughout the show.
Yes. He has great perspective, insight, and so we just are very blessed to have him here to, give the ladies and the gentlemen a different perspective because, his situation is a little unique and we love that, so.
Yeah, that's great. I like what y'all doing. Definitely, that's where I really wanted to come on. We got to hear both sides and things like that in a positive way, of course, but I feel like it's definitely some topics that everybody needs to hear and we can address it. So.
Right. Well, thank you for doing that.
No problem.
For sure. And so ultimately, our topic of the day is
how to positively and healthy co-parent. First, we want to start. Just give us a little bit about your background, like a little bit about yourself, and you enter into this fatherhood.
Yeah. It's like I fell into fatherhood in a way because, my son's about to be 9 in February. So, I had my child when I was 22. And it wasn't, not saying it wasn't playing, it was just out of nowhere, this is what it is. So, I was already at school. I went to South Carolina, so I was for track. So, so I was just there. That's at that point in my life. That's all I was doing was just kind of school, sports, and that's it. It wasn't no kid. It wasn't even crossing my mind.
Right.
And then it was just something that just, you get the message like, hey, this is what's happening. And I kind of was like, oh. So I didn't really know what to do.
the text message.
I got the text message.
Not a phone call.
I ain't even get a phone. You gotta
roll it back though. What was it? Your girlfriend? It's just a little.
See, this is what the
This is
situation.
a heavy hitter right here.
This was a situation because I was going back. When I visit home, as my,
Where you from? What's your hometown?
Marietta, Georgia. Marietta, Maytown. Y'all know who it is. They know who. Y'all know who y'all talking to. You know what I'm saying? So
Marietta.
they know who they talking to.
Right.
So it's just I always go back and forth, and me and somehow we did kind of we'll kick it, but we wasn't anything like big or like official or anything like that. I actually married through a mutual friend at a house party, my house party. And so it was kind of one of those things like it was just kind of like every time we see each other, you know what it is. But then I'm back and then I'm going back at school, and then I get the text, I get the call, and I'm just like, dang. It was crazy about it. I was about to next time I saw it, I was gonna kind of break that off anyway. Yeah, it was one of those. It was kind of like not like break it off kind of like I'm kind of done. I'm kind of done with that. Not because it was cool and all, but I actually started seeing somebody.
Oh, okay, that's understandable.
I started seeing somebody at school, and I was like, okay, I really want to see this go, so I don't want to go back just just doing that. That's not who I am. So when it all hit, I was like, dang. And then I was like, how I'm going to tell this? So It was kind of like one of the things, but I did, and it was like, okay, well, it was cool at first, and then it was starting like, all right, this is getting a little too. So In school, I'm just grinding, still doing, but my mind was like, dang, I got a kid on the way. And it started really, I was questioning everything. At school, I was kind of like, I don't even know what I'm doing no more. I'm thinking about how I'm going to make this money. I didn't even know why. I was just there at first. So now it's like, I'm just thinking like, dang, my life.
Flashing for your eyes.
Yeah, but I was like, I had to figure out. So I ended up leaving. I was like, man, I got to figure this out.
What semester or what?
I was a junior.
Oh, yeah, junior.
Yeah, I was a junior. I'm like, I had a semester to go, but I was there in sociology, you know, and the counselor like gave that to me because I didn't know what I'm gonna do in the first one. So I got there and it was like, what you want to do? You here to play sports and everything? I was kind of like, yeah, because where I come from, like I didn't come from a big educated background family. I just didn't, you know, I come from projects. So I mean, like it was just. I don't think they really taught, as in high school, they really didn't mold me. They was like, okay, here's scholarships, go to school. And I'm kind of like, all right, well, this is what I'm doing. You know,
wasn't
using
taught how to maximize your time while being in school.
So I'm there just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I'm just on the track team. So it's kind of like, all right, well, I'm gone now because I got to figure this out now. I got to get in the way. I can go back and doing the right thing. So I left school at the time. That's how you talking about. He was born in 2015. So I leave school. I'm working all these odd jobs. I'm like construction, like anything I get my hands on to get some money. Like it just, you know, at that time, I'm still trying to run and do things, but it just wasn't working out. And I really was like, at one time when I first came, I was like really on some rock bottom. You know, just trying to like figure it out. Cause now you're trying to figure out with somebody you barely even know. You know, so I was in a situation like I'm having to kill this chick I barely even know. We trying to build this family, but I don't even
because you weren't previously invested.
I wasn't previously invested. I was about to go back. Yeah, I was about to go back and break it off.
Did you at least attempt to try to make that relationship work? Trying to get to know her.
Yes, we definitely attempted. Definitely all that. And it just. It was, you thought it was going and it just did not go anywhere. You know, their side of the family just wasn't with it from the jump because it's already just like, you know, it was hard, you know, because, you know, we were young. So, but still, I felt like that's just how I was brought up. You got to figure it out, you know, and, you know, my sister was telling me.
So, hold on, for the fans and for the viewers, when you said we were young, give some ages because you said 2015, but what we talking about for real?
I'm like 20. I'm like 22. She's probably like maybe like 19 something like that, around that 20. So yeah.
Yeah, I was young.
Yeah, so it was yeah, we was young. So
wow.
But so that happened. So I'm just kind of like, all right, this is just where I'm at. So that didn't work out. Let's didn't work out. Wasn't the best either. Wasn't the best split either, like trying to figure out because I got to the point where it's like, all right, well, you know, it was like go away, you know, type of stuff. You want to be just out of the way, I got this. But I ain't want to be that type of father. I ain't want to be like part-time, absent, none of that.
When
you know,
gotta go back. She told you to go away.
Yeah, like just like she wanted
not to be in a child.
Yeah, like it got to the point, it got like that in the beginning. It got like that, you know. But I was like, nah, I was kind of still my ground. Like, nah, I'm not. I ain't doing all that. Like, I ain't doing all that. Like, I'm going to be here and things like that, even though you upset, you angry. And I just stuck with it, did what I did. Like, I was there since day one, from when he popped out to now. Because I ain't want to fold. Cause I know
shout out to baby boy upstairs.
Right, he upstairs right now, you know. And I don't always, like, I don't never have a problem having my son with me. You know, a lot of people, when they wouldn't do things, I don't need kids right now, I'm busy. I'm like, mine roll me. From Rochelle, I win a lot, you know, ever since he was little. So I just, you know, I like taking them places and things like that. So, but yeah, in the beginning it was hard. It was tough. But I wanted to stay silent and like be there for him and things like that because I didn't want him to grow like, okay, we just don't care or whatnot.
Right. And so ultimately you brought it to our attention that you wanted to talk about healthy co-parenting skills. So that would be great for our viewers to see how you've been able to successfully complete that or, you know, the process to even achieving that. We would love to hear that journey.
Okay, so I think the first thing is first, you had to get off the bullshit. Man, and like it had to start with that. We had to get off the bullshit because we were staying on the BS about this and that.
But give specifics. What does that even mean? What did that look like for you guys specifically? Because
all right, the bullshit is kind of like okay, you're not together, so you know this is who's the parent. Baby's gonna be with me. I got all the control. You got no say. You know what I mean? That's how it was. It was kind of like, well, I'm the parent too. I wanted my input. I want to raise a child too. But all of a sudden, you're not together. It's like, well, that's out the window. It's not like that though. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's like, oh, we're not together, so you can go ahead and do what you gotta do. I got this. Nah. You know, I'm not, even though we weren't together, I still want to have some input in my son's life. Just like you do.
For sure.
But at the same time, I ain't gonna put it all on her. I was like, nah, what you doing is wrong, and you don't know what you doing. No, you don't know what you doing, and all that. You got to cease that.
Where
You
do
got
you
to
think
stop.
all that like stem from?
I think it stands for just the relationship being over, really not like taking the time to like resolve all the other person's issues. So now when it's like a child's involved, they're really stuck in the middle.
But how are you able to separate the two? Do you have to resolve the relationship with the parents first before you're able to have a successful and healthy co-parenting relationship?
In a way, I would say. In a way, I would say, because if there's still it's always gonna be issues. But if it's still like major animosity build up, it's not gonna really.
That's a word.
Yeah, it's not gonna really. You're not gonna go nowhere, because you're still gonna be thinking, like, it's gonna be lingering in your mind. Even I was guilty of it.
Because as much as we're like, the child is different than the relationship between the parents, it still goes hand in hand.
See, and I always look back at my dad and mom's relationship. Like, they end up splitting up. But the only thing I respect are them old heads. I call them old heads now and everything. Them old heads, because they always remain friends. Because I still remember, like, my dad, he was, had to go away for a while and everything like that and wasn't there. But when he was I always see him like, down together, but they still have respect for each other.
Yeah.
They kind of put that BS to the side. He'll come to school whenever, whatever. It was cool. Like, it was just kind of like and I remember that coming up, and I was like, man, like, it's possible.
Right.
But in my situation, like, my situation was a little different.
Because I was going to say, you were able to be exposed to that type of healthy co-parenting. What about the mother of your child? Was she exposed to that? No. I mean, it ended bad. Well, from where I remember, where she was coming up, it ended pretty bad. Okay, so she wasn't exposed
it was kind of like
healthy relationship.
Yeah, it was kind of boom, bam, bad. Like, mother's like, don't talk to your father ever again.
Right.
Type stuff, you know what I mean?
Like, that's why they tried to push you out.
Yeah, and so it started making sense.
Generational curses that need to be broken.
Exactly.
It started making sense, and even like the grandma was pushing me out, go away, and I was like, I'm here.
Supposed to be supporting.
Like, I'm here taking care of my child, but it's like, no, you no good, you no good. How am I no good? I'm here. What you talking about?
They scarred
flaws and all. I'm standing still, and I'm standing right here.
Right. So I'm like, I'm not perfect. So it was like, for the bill, we had to move past all that. It took a minute though. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, it took a minute to sit light, because I'm still angry. You still angry. But the baby's still growing up somewhere.
Like, ain't going nowhere.
Kids ain't stupid.
Yeah.
Just because they young, they know what's going on. They're like, I can tell y'all don't like it. The vibe y'all got right now, all messed up.
Yeah.
Every time they do drop off and pick up and this,
animosity. You can
and
feel
it.
tension.
Like, I ain't took you so. This little petty stuff we used to get into. Like, take so long. Like, hey, when you coming up? Like, it's just like,
forget it. I don't even want you to pick up.
No more. I don't understand it. You question everything. So it took the time when really was like, all right, what we doing? Because now, last thing you want is when cases and court and all that stuff. I feel like you should be able to handle all that before they even start getting involved. But some people, it doesn't work that way. Like, that's the route you gotta go. But even then, you can't let it fold. So I would say, from my experience, is you really can't, like, don't throw in the towel. Because it's from a man's perspective. Because that's sometimes that's what they want you to do. Just to see, like, it's just to test it, like, because some women, they gonna test your limits. They gonna test it, because they want you to go away if they really upset, and especially if things are not resolved. So I had to look like, I ain't throwing the towel. That's exactly what you want me. You want me out the way, you want me gone. That's the whole thing. Yeah, coming statistic like, oh, this and this, and I don't want to hear 10 years, 13 years down the road, like, oh, see, he ain't. No, so I was like, no, I'm here, like, I'm in your face. You gonna have to like it or not, because I'm the child's parent too. It's with that. So But a lot of, I got friends and close friends of mine who deal, and they be like, man, I'm tired of this. Like, I'm done. And like, you know what, I just give up. And I see that right there. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do that, because if you start saying you give up, you may say you're giving up your kid. You know what I mean? And your kids want you to know to care. You might not think they want you to care.
Yeah.
You don't want them to get to the point of like, man,
it gets to the point where you really have to put your child first and think like, how do you want them to view you? Like, what's the image that you want to set for that child? And then you have to live into that image.
Right.
And so whatever drama you got with the mother of your child, or whatever the spouse that you created a child with, forget all of that. Forget all of that.
It's that like that. You don't want to be spiteful. You don't want to have that spiteful things, because I had to deal with that. Just all this spite, just like, God, leave. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. Do this. Do this. Nah, you know what I mean? Nah, you know. And it's just, it got to the point where it's like, I got to take the extra steps to get myself, legitimized. A lot of fellas don't even know what that means.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, legitimized. Like, in real, that's what you talking about. Like, yeah, man. I was like, man, how you see your kids? I had to go get myself
it's beyond
just
like, signing the birth certificate.
That's not it, no. You can't just sign a birth certificate and be like, boom, that's mine.
No.
Because it was, I thought the same thing. Just looked at me and was like, it don't work like that.
No.
What you mean? So I went to the step, because at one time I wasn't even seeing my kid. Wasn't even seeing her. Like, it was like, God damn, man, I'm like, what's going on? All that stuff that she said, cut off, like, no, take it from taking my days, all that type of stuff. So it got real bad in the beginning. But what I did, that's when I heard about this, what you want to do to legitimize and things like that. So I could go do that, and then you not even know they can fight that too. Like, what do you mean?
But if they fight that just shows like the bitterness of the type of mother you are.
But the judge is gonna hear you. They're gonna hear it out, because they gonna like, well, why are you fighting so hard? Some of them, they do fight because they're like, no, this person is a danger to my life, and I got proof. Some just doing it, and they get up there and just kind of like, I'm not, like, no, that's the fight. You know, things like that. They know
their rights.
Right.
They got nothing to stand on.
I mean, I tell you, I was people in there, they got up and they all petty, both from the guys and girl back and forth. Yeah. Judge sitting just like this. So I had to do all that, but I was like, I had to do all that, and for what? And, I ain't always making no money like that at the time either. I'm like, God dang, my pocket, but a lot of people will be like, man, I just forget it, man. It was too expensive. It was too expensive.
A lot of people.
I said, forget it. I'm just gonna find somebody else to start all over. You see that a lot.
Yeah.
You see people who got 2 kids from this, and then that didn't work out, and they gonna have like FOMO, and they forget about it till they
got a 14-year-old.
You know what I mean?
Don't know about it.
Don't know nothing about it because they gave up. I ain't had the money at the time. Like, but it'd be like that, but I don't feel like you need to be put in a situation like just that bad. Like, if you see somebody really trying now, or now they going through the system, I'm clearly they care, they want to be there.
Yeah.
Because that costs. Ain't nobody just gonna go, hey, I'm gonna go tell you that costs. It's expensive. Ain't nobody gonna just say, I'm just gonna take you there. Like, that it costs thousands of dollars. And if you don't have it and you young, like, you can tell, okay, this person ain't just doing it to be spiteful.
Right.
Who gonna do that?
Yeah.
You know, man, I ain't no job, and I had to pay the child support, whatnot, but I wasn't even tripping off that because it was my seed. I'm like, okay, whatever. Even though I ain't had money at the time to do it. But at that one, I went more smart, like, man, I got to pay all this money like you here. It was more just kind of like, all right, I need to figure out how to make more so I can do my part. And as I was going in there and getting my rights and things like that and showing them, okay, well, you got your right, because I was doing everything right. I was getting my own crib. I was getting things. I took my ass back to school. I took my ass straight to school and everything. I didn't even know what was going on at that point. I didn't know what was going on in my life. I was like, my cousin came up to me and was like, look, you know what's going on. I got a kid, tell you want a career. Took mine to Esco Institute, became an HVAC, you know what I mean? Got my master's in that and things like that. So I've been doing that for 8 years. Now. So doing that for 8 years now. I'm the manager of my property right now in Midtown.
Sing to that.
So it's just it turned my life around because you have to work from the bottom up, and a lot of guys like, man, ain't even no chance, and it's not for the fellas. I gotta talk to the fellas for this.
You have to.
Because they gotta hear this.
They got to.
You really can't fault the woman if they're not all gonna just hold you away from your kid hostage for you just for the hell of it. But you can't fault a woman if they don't see you trying to progress in any way, shape, or form to benefit the child, because they gonna care about the child well-being. They gonna know. They want to know if their child in good hands. If they the mother, like that's just how women are.
And then you have a son.
Right.
They want a good role model
Right.
for their child, and ain't no better role model than their daddy.
Right. So it's like if they want you to model, like, okay, what you doing, what you got going on, what you even trying to do, or even if you trying your best. They don't want you like, okay, well, I'm gonna pick the kid up and everything like that, and then I'm gonna drop the kid off at grandma's house, and I'm gonna go out to the club, and I'm gonna throw the money I don't have. You know, like that's not how you. Or I'm gonna go chill with the homies all day, or my son at my mama's house and everything chilling. And then you got an attitude because they like.
We gonna have to rewind on that one,
because you know what I mean. Because and then you got it mad with your own because this and this and this and that because they don't want little TJ whatever to come over. Maybe because they trying to see what you got going on, and then maybe it's weighing them down. So when I did all that and I get my life together and things like that, I saw it myself, the progression, because the arguments were less. Things was like, okay, it's starting to calm down because on both sides stuff was getting established. It's like, okay, all right, okay, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I don't gotta worry type stuff and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, because they can worry about your kids, even if it was vice versa. I'm like, what you got going on?
It makes sense, because if y'all both are stagnant, it's like you're going to stay in that same mindset. But the more you work towards a goal, the more you're exposed to, the better you know, the better you do.
Right.
The more you know, the better you do.
Yeah, and if you got to speak up saying, well, and it's like about y'all are parents, y'all got to work together. You can't be, and I think it's the ego check too. You can't be like, you down bad, or man, that's the mother of your child. That's the father of your child. Y'all gotta communicate that. Exactly. Y'all share a child. So I just can't do it. You gotta.
Speaking of, when you said we're family, people be like, ugh,
like
no,
we're family.
You're literally family.
You are.
We created a seed and put this person on this earth. That's our duty. That's our job to make sure that they're okay, and vice versa. Like, even though me and my child's father not together, like if he hit me up for some money, guess what? Like I'm gonna send it because we family at the end of the day. I don't want him to fall short or anything and feel as if like, dang, well he can't take care of my baby. So no, I want him to be able to take care of our child in the best way possible. So if that means I have to help him out a little bit more, I'm gonna do that. And we should want to see each other succeed. We shouldn't be sitting here disrespecting each other, talking down upon each other.
He ain't got that. You know? And I know, I ain't saying no names on the trip. I know people who they don't got much, but they're great dads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they great dads. I see it for myself. I saw it. I remember doing what he can. Like, he doing everything he can. And that's okay. No one's saying you got to be a freaking man or you got to be a millionaire and all that other stuff, man. That's cap, because
one thing money cannot buy is your time. It cannot buy your child's love. Like, that's all a child want and need is time. They don't care about the materialistic things. They don't care about none of that. They just want to be in your presence and annoy you and all in your face. I don't want to say annoy, but you know, they just want to be around you. Like, that's the most important thing. It's not about how much money you got. You can care less about the money as long as I'm sitting here happy and healthy with my child. And raising them properly, that's all that matters. Like, the money, it doesn't mean anything as long as I have my child with me, next to me, and I can spend every waking second with them. Like, that should be the most important thing. But a lot of people feel like, oh, I don't have enough money, or they see this you know, this stigma, and want to be like this or be like that. These other fathers, social media.
And social media makes people up.
Yeah, and we have social media dads.
Right.
Yeah, that's the biggest no, because it's like if you gonna be doing all with your kid, but I see you a lot. You ain't never
you not a social media.
No,
you always got your baby.
I always, but because I don't because I don't need. I'm not trying to oppress you.
You have to. People be using social media to validate. Oh, I got my child.
No,
people that got their child ain't really posting their child.
It's a
Tired of seeing this, baby.
She mentioned it before in the past, and I had a lot of people mention it. A lot of people know me. Maytown, shout out. They always asking, like, even my son, they know I got a child. They always like, hey, look. And then when they do see a picture of them, oh my God, like, look how big he is. I never really even post my son like that. You know what I mean? I shout out here and there, but it wasn't like it's not because, it's because I don't got nothing. I'm private. Like I don't have nothing to like to show or prove. It's like if you really know me, you gonna hit me up.
I think of the prime example of you brush your teeth every day.
Right.
You parent your child every day.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't
I'm
showing
not
that.
showing.
Like, yeah, exactly. I might not shout out whatever I catch them on like little quick little, but I'm not the one that I was never the one to prostitute like what's going on in my person. If I'm going to prostitute, it's gonna be something about my business.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's talk about the business style. What we going?
Okay. Well, look, I've
this is a segment promotion.
So.
Talk your shit,
man. Talk my shit. Sometimes talk my shit. Well, you know, caught people off guard that that I got into the fight business. Yes, I'm a mixed martial art fighter. So I got into the fight business. When I got into the business, I started out as just a promoter. I started my business at Brawler Fall back in 2022. And everybody was like turning heads like. You must know that I started martial arts at 30 years old. Like this is my second year doing it. You know what I mean? So I jumped in there pretty late and everybody was like, bro, there's no way. You ain't doing it. You know what I mean? Type stuff. You just not doing it until I actually like started doing it. Right. And now I'm still doing it, you know, and Fire. We team March 1st. I'm in the cage at the Battery in Atlanta. That's what we doing. March 1st. We there live. We going live. Team We B Sports. We know how we do it. Shout out, you know what I mean? Coach West and everything. Like Flanagan gonna be there. You know what I mean? Jamil.
Big Flanagan?
Thomas. That's one of my teammates. But it's gonna be in the A-Town. It's gonna be at the Battery. I'm glad it's in the backyard because we going there to do work. And I'm telling you, when people run into me, they be like, bro, oh my God, like, what you got going on? Because when I say, and that's something back to like the kids is when I want to teach and instill into my son when I'm doing this, it's like, what you doing? Like, what you doing? I'm fighting at 30-something years old. Like, what the hell is going on to you? You know what I mean? Like, what you doing? It's like if you put your mind to something, you gonna do it and you gonna stop. You're gonna do it and stick with it. And I found it once I went into the gym, and he's there with me all the time. He even got his little gloves, he be in the little bag and everything. He do what he see, then he put in work, but he's gonna grow and see like, man, dang, that's really, this is sanctuary. You know what I'm saying? If I'm serious and I'm in damn mode every time, like, boy, God dang it, get on my damn, you know, I'm about to come. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going crazy. But when I'm in that ring, I'm in that gym, in that cage, he sees like, oh man, that ain't his mode and everything. Let's put him in the good mood. It's whatever. And then it's time to fight. I can let the animal out and everything like that. It show like this is what we are. You know what I mean? You and Melton just like me. I'm not saying you have to fight. I really don't want him to fight. But you know, if he does pick it up and whatever he does wants to do, you know, he knows that it's possible. But what my son is his brain. You know, because he's very smart. He's in the 3rd grade. And I put education first. And it's crazy because I didn't come from an educated background family at all. You know, I'm one of 5 kids. From the projects, I mean, most of the time they weren't worried about how you gonna, you know, what's your homework at projects, and it was more of like what we eat tonight and how we gonna eat. Yeah, that's how I grew up. You know what I mean?
I did too. So
that's what it was. So it's kind of like nobody was checking my homework, going to the teacher meetings and shit like that. Mom stressing about if my crackhead ass stepdad gonna bring a check home. You know what I mean? And that was just that's how it was. So now you got a kid of my own. You know, I'm kind of like I'm doing backwards. Everybody like, wait, what's Sporty and then what he doing? I'm like, man, I'm done in STEM clubs, bro. I'm in STEM programs, bro. Like I'm taking advantage of that, and he loves that. I love him being him. I don't have to throw him a ball, but like, oh, there you go, son. I don't gotta do all that, and I'm not preaching that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's whatever. If he
they think that's what's gonna help them make it.
But it's whatever the discipline, however you use it. I'm not knocking it. Don't think I'm knocking it. But I see my son has a gift, and his gift is in them books. I'm gonna keep him there because at the end of the day, you can be as this good, or you can be this good, or you can not be good at all. So like, you know, it's but the one thing you're saying, if you got the books and you good, then you good. So
what's some tips that you would like to give to the people as far as healthy co-parenting?
Tips, I would say, okay, first I already gave number 1 says kill. Like you gotta get rid of all the negative energy and things like that. You know, you gotta get rid of all the negative energy. You gotta put whatever y'all have to the side. Even y'all can't work it out right then and there. Push to the side for the kids' sake. You know, and I would say second is like no disrespect. Don't disrespect, because once you start the disrespect, the name calling,
disrespect. Stop the disrespect.
The disrespect goes a long way because
I'm big on that disrespect. Like I'm real big on not disrespect, because like oftentimes we have been disrespectful in our co-parenting relationship to each other, and like our kids can pick up on that, our kids can see that, and if you're going to disrespect me, then you're going to allow your friends to disrespect me. You're going to allow your parents to disrespect me, your grandparents to disrespect me. And so ultimately, if I personally feel like if you're going to be disrespectful to me, then it's like you're being disrespectful to my child, because my child does not deserve to see you being disrespectful to her mother. She deserves a healthy co-parenting relationship, us talking to each other like adults, like very mature. And so I firmly believe, like, if you disrespect me and you dislike me, then you don't need to be around my child.
Right.
Simple. So
it got to be the levels to it, because like, you know, like the disrespect is a big way, and I understand, like, especially like when people move on, of course that part is going to move on with somebody, and of course that's going to happen. So you got to take that into consideration. You know, that person, you got to make sure that's coming into your child's life is respectful to the mother of your child or the father. Like, that's important. A lot of people haven't. It's like whatever they say, whatever. Like, I know I can't stand either, but you know what I mean. But it's like they ain't got nothing. It's like a sibling. Like, hold on, I can say whatever I want about my brother.
I can talk about my mom. I can talk about my sister.
But you going too far, because you gotta take in the line. Like, you saying that and hooping and hollering that. Guess who hearing that? Your child hearing that thing. Oh, it's okay.
But you know the issue is, though, when the other party starts to disrespecting the child's mom or the child's father, it's because we done bashed them so much to our significant other that they feel like they can disrespect us. And I think that's where we need to stop. We need to stop telling the person that we're dating the issues that we're having with our child's father, and vice versa, because it's only creating havoc and creating that room for us to allow them. It is.
Because it's like you want that support from your significant other, but at the same time, you don't need that dose.
But you don't know your motives.
Because
you gotta be careful.
Yeah, it's like, remember when I was telling you about the situation, and this is why I learned that I confided in him with some things about my child's father issues, and the moment we fell out, guess what happened? He threw everything that I ever, confided in him about, and I said, well, hold on, what you're not going to do is you're not going to disrespect my child's father. The only person who can disrespect him is me. I'm not allowed.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah,
you would rather have somebody who kind of like, well, hold on, like, let's give me a bit of calm you down.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. Like, okay,
somebody who is not, they're objective as far as they able to see both sides.
Yeah, but if they like, you right. You right.
No,
you ain't shit. Nah, you don't want that.
Like, we need somebody that's gonna be rational and open and honest and not biased, because a lot of times these people be biased or jealous, or envious. Like, dang, she got a child. We only just in a relationship, just having.
And I'm glad you said that, because you got it for somebody with experience. I didn't have experience growing up with step parents. Step parents hated my ass.
Yeah.
Still to this day, never.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's
like and so you gotta be careful. It's like, God dang, like, you man, like, my brother's gonna see this. They know what's up. That we was always like, God, like, what am I in the ground I walk on?
Like you? No.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it was that bad, the mistreat and all this. So I grew up though, Keisha and Waffle. I have like, kind of like just want to see how they is with the kid. You bring them kind of like, nah. You gotta be careful, because you're right. They could have motives. You know what I mean? They could be like, well, I don't know. You like, hold on. But it gets the truth. Because they can bake, man, look. They can put on the performance of a lifetime, like they all this and this. But as soon as the other one going out the window, going doing this and this, you're going to show how you really feel. They're going to show their true girl. And that's what happened when we had experience. But that's why I'm so good dictating who I want.
Express that to your mom?
Yeah. When she was no, my mom passed away in 2018. Like, miss you. But we did as we grew older and everything like that. I was just thankful you know, that she was able to meet my son before she went. But, you know, she was dealing with a lot of health issues. And then my dad, he's still around, everything like that. We here, but, you know, at the time, he was, you know, incarcerated at the time. So, like, but now he back. But he's an amazing grandfather, you know what I mean? Like, he came out just kind of on, like, I've been on a while, but he came out, was like, I'm going to make it up by being a good grandfather. So, that's what he is. And he loves things. He's always doing stuff with his grandson. So, I know a lot of people might be like, no, man, you ain't want to hear from me, but I wasn't like that. It was kind of like, you home. I can't really, you know what I mean? I can't really be like knocking you because I really, I'm going to say this, I know a lot of people probably in their feelings like my dad wasn't here or whatever the hell the case. But at the end of the day, let me tell you something. You wasn't there at that time. You don't know what their mindset was, really what they were going through. You just know like, okay, well, I know he was gone for this and this, for whatever reasons. It's even if it's a shitty reason, they had some reason. Right. So if they coming back and they want to make that time they had left, why you might as well, I'm not saying to do it what I did, but it was, I looked at it like, well, shit. You here now, you know what I mean? Like, right? It's like I ain't had nothing to do with you in our relationship. Right. Y'all splitting up. You know, but yeah, I was born in, but I'll remember that you did your best. You still coming to school with me. I remember I hold on those little parts. A lot of people like to hold on that negative shit. Like, oh God, no, I remember he never came when he said he was gonna come. You know what I mean? Like, how you know the situation? Your mom probably told him not to come. You know, it's just like who knows. So I check, but definitely you gotta watch that. So that goes like number 3. It's basically like if you gonna bring somebody around, you have to involve the parent, bro. I'm sorry. Like I know that sound kind of like, well, they don't have to worry about. Actually, they do. You know what I mean? They do need to know who the hell you bring around that child. I hear that a lot. Even science always say that, like, bro, that's messed up, bro. Y'all gotta have that conversation. If it's something serious and they gonna be sticking around, bro, you gotta have that conversation. Like, they gotta sit down, bro. They gotta know each other. You can't have nobody. And I'm not saying everybody gonna do it. I'm just saying I've done it. You can't have nobody just sitting around without even. Let's check
would you
this
say
shit
that
up.
your co-parenting relationship has been successful?
Yes.
For how long?
Oh man, we going on a good like 5 years now.
That's good.
Like it's been, it's
so
been
the first
good.
4 was rough.
Yeah, we're gonna be like, it's only good 5 years. We've been good. I mean, his mom, she's married now.
Really?
You know what I mean? So like, but it's been straight, no problems and everything like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, you will have your disagreement. Of course, you have your disagreements, but it ain't nothing like, oh my God, I can't work with this. Oh my God.
So where's the custody situation? Are you sole?
He goes to school from my house, you know what I mean, like that. So I have him like majority of the time because he goes to school in Myia where I live at, but she gets him like all the damn time because she.
You know that's rare.
I know, but yeah, it's rare. You know what I mean?
Would you say he lives with you?
No, he lives with me. My son lives with my son lives with me.
Okay.
It's just how like, yeah, it's rare. I get it all the time, but it's what I wanted. And the reason I want it is because a lot of people say, well, because I fought for it. I fought like hell for it because it doesn't really.
The child needs his father too.
Child needs his father. And then I had to explain that to like my lawyer as well. I was like, man, I don't want to be a part-time parent. I told him I don't want to be a part-time parent. I want to do school. I want to be involved in that. And it's something she didn't want, and then I guess it was just kind of like, well, I don't really like that shitty reason why he can't be, this and this. And I approved, so, and then I guess at the time, she was stationed with her husband now. He was stationed out because he was doing the military and whatnot. It just made sense. But I proved that, like, it was like, he's good with me and things like that. And like, this is your son, we go to school, whatever. And she sees his son a lot or whatever. But I made it a mission for him to live with me because he's a male, grown to be the man. And my son ego might be all this, but I don't see letting, another man like raise my son, I better be in the ground or some shit like that, If I want to steal any values, I want him to be me. You know what I mean? So like if I got that chance to do it, if I had a daughter, like okay, but a son, like no, I want it to still, what I feel like a man values to be. I'm not gonna allow another man to do it till I got an issue with it. I'm just not gonna allow that to
You don't know
happen.
what that man exposed your son to.
Right,
You don't know
right.
what
So
he
I know, like, I have, I get to keep an eye, I get to be there and be involved and let that person know, like, what it is. So.
Well, I thank you so much for sharing your story.
Oh yeah.
These tips that you've given. So the last thing that I'm curious about is the communication aspect
I was thinking
between.
that too.
Yes, the communication. Like, I get that you guys are there now, but
Right.
how did you guys get there? Like, did you feel as though you had to be the bigger person and let your pride down to like really be vulnerable and tell her like why this is so important to you?
Yeah, the communication took a while to get there because it was really no understanding. Like, okay, you want him to come live with you. We ain't like, they ain't woman trying to go for that. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like, it really was like, this is what I want. This is what, I want to be that type of father. But, you got to think you had people in their ear, especially everyone like, no, hell no. Like, so the communication was like, it was already breaking down. But communication is very important, and you got to have the plan. You got to have plans and why. You got to actually, I see a lot that people, they say like, I want to be involved. I want to do this. I want to do that. But then when they do have the opportunity to prove it, they don't. They don't do nothing. It's kind of like you doing all that hooping and hollering you see on social media, like, putting your business all out there, la.
They just want people to turn against her.
Yeah.
You're not stepping up to the plate for real.
But when you have a chance to, prove yourself and everything, like you ain't even being the parent. You feel like you babysitting your child. Like they should never feel like that. You know what I mean? Other parents shouldn't feel like you just babysitting. Anything like that. They should never feel like that. They should say whatever you doing when the child's in your care, you teaching, you nurturing, you doing something to help them progress. And that's how I see it. And that's how we got on both ends. But I had to communicate that because at first it was like, nah, child, with you ain't got nothing going, you can't do nothing for them, things like that. So it was kind of like, but I used me a few with like extra motivation. I know a lot of people, they weren't getting their feelings, man, this, all that, but you waste all that wasted energy. You rather use that, like, all right, I'm gonna use this and get my shit together. You know what I mean? I can be a good father. I can do this and can do that.
So do you have any advice for the fathers that are struggling, trying to find the balance in between the baby mama and then him trying to figure out himself as a man and then him wanting to be a better father because he wears all these different hats that he never even was exposed to himself in a healthy manner?
Well, my advice is that with all them different hats, it comes with being a man. Because a man gonna have a whole bunch of hats. And that's how you learn, that's how you become a man. It's like you have to put on each one, whatever it give you. But if you taking each one and putting it on, like throwing it over there, put this on there, you're not gonna get nowhere. You gotta learn how to let it fit. You gotta learn how to like, be with it. So if you got every mama that's probably difficult or whatever and giving you a hard time, you gotta learn how to, all right, look, how can I, let me find some common ground. If they not listening, then you probably gonna have to go up to the courthouse, whatever. But you gotta do whatever you gotta do to be in your child's life. And I'm not saying it's gonna be easy for everybody and everything like that, but when you stop trying, at the end of the day, they're gonna turn and look at you like
suffer. And when I'm thinking, as I'm saying, the hats that you wear, where a man lays his hat where his home is, and you should lay your hat where your child is.
Right.
And that should be
that's
priority.
exactly.
So whatever moves you make, it's just making sure you're ensuring security, safety for your child.
Right. So like, I totally agree. So it's like, you gotta think about your child, and you gotta put it there like, hey, this is my child, this is my daughter, this is my son, whatever. And that's your goal is them, because guess who's losing out on that? And I probably don't know how to think about is when that one parent gives up, either the mom gives up or the father gives up. Your family loses out on that child. Your in-laws, your mom, your dad, your sisters, your brother, they lose out on. You don't think about it, you lose out. That's they sibling too. They all family. They're like, dang, you know what I mean? The mom like, with a baby. That's another grandma they don't get to see a grandchild. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of, when you just doing all that one-sided and kind of like whatever and everything like this, your mom probably that like, well, yeah, she don't let them sit there back, whatever, but she ain't seeing her grandchild. The other one get all the time in the world and everything like that. That's when you always grow up, you know, the people who was like, I'm cool on my mom's side, but I don't even know my dad's side of the family.
Yeah.
That shit gotta stop.
Those people.
Yeah, you gotta stop, and that's why I didn't want that. I didn't want that. I didn't want that. Like, nah, like it's not gonna be like that. It should be between. Not saying you gotta know everybody, but in the immediate, you know what I'm saying? It should be because at the end of the day, like, God forbid something happen to you, you got people that's gonna, you know, hopefully to be there for you and whatnot like that, and they got your back. But if they never seen you, you're gonna be like a stranger. So you these are kids' lives you playing with. You can't be playing with these kids' lives because you don't want to be with this chick or you don't want to be with him and whatever, and just we lay down together, but whatever. I don't want that responsibility. You know, my damn nerves. You to take care of her. You gotta stop playing. If you're gonna do all that, then you shouldn't even lay down. You need to be wrapping it up. You need to. It's the truth because it getting silly at this point. This is like
y'all just popping
y'all
out.
y'all women and y'all men being silly.
Because I mean, it's getting silly. Because I mean, I did it one time, and I'm like, no, I couldn't even imagine like just be out there. No, Because it's just not because of like, I ain't trying to have all you guilt. Not because that's because I see what it does. It's a lot, and if you're not sure, it's gonna mess up your mental too. And I know people that got multiple kids, they all over the place. They like, man, they don't know which goddamn baby mama to call their phone. They like,
anything about the baby mama. That's crazy.
All they know they got all these baby mamas, they got all these kids. They don't know which one to pick, and they picking up on Wednesday. You know what I mean? So it just that's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot to juggle.
How do you get the time? So you got one or two, but you got three more out there. They're not gonna get no equal time because I got one homie. You know, he got two. One of them he can see, the other one can't see it out. Mom hate his guts. Like, no, don't you ever, you know what I mean?
Let's
like,
stop the thought of thinking that you're a good father because you pay your child support or you send money. We need present fathers. We're not just goddamn
present dad. We don't need no, whether cash app,
just
father, we don't need no
donations.
social media. We don't need no digital dads.
It's so crazy that people think, I pay my child support. I'm doing what I gotta do as a man. I'm doing what I gotta do as a father. Like, no, you're not.
Nah, cause what's gonna happen is the kid gonna grow up and they gonna use as an ATM. They gonna call you. You got some money for me? As soon as you got no money, man, they're gonna throw the phone, man. Yeah.
But then what they gonna tell their friends? They're not gonna say they got a real dad. They're not gonna say that. They're not gonna have those conversations.
But why do men think that because I pay child support, I'm doing my due diligence as a father? Like, why is it that? Like, why?
No, I didn't even know that anybody. I was like, this is rolling. Like they just like, I'm out, but you get it. That's the whole part of it.
It's natural, yeah.
You gotta just let it
This
go.
is live. We live.
You can't restrict it because the thing I like about platforms like this and podcasts like this is because it's real. Like, you know, it's coming from somewhere. It's not like, okay, I took my notes down.
You see, we ain't got not a notepad now.
I ain't need no notes because it's life. It's life. I don't need no notes for life. Like it just.
We don't even need no indicators.
But I will say, is we still rolling?
We've been rolling.
Okay, cool. I would say like, you know, for the fellas, I know we came out a lot, but now I gotta go back. I gotta flip it back on the females for a bit.
Okay. Accountability.
Because I don't want to be like, dang, D, that's messed up. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
Like we need to. Like, it's hard. You know, it's hard, and us, it's fellas out there that is trying, and not just me. And I know it's trying. They trying hard. You know, they really want to be there. They really want to be something for their child. But if you have somebody that you share a child with, that's constantly, you ain't this, you ain't that. You know, judging your parenting. And now you got your people judging your parenting. Every time you gonna pick your child, they smacking their teeth, looking you up and down, questioning every move you do.
Feel less than a man.
Right, you taking it as like you digging at his score. You gotta stop doing that because you want this person to be this old perfect dad. First of all, I ain't no perfect dad. I ain't no damn perfect dad.
Okay, so let's talk about it. What if what they're saying is not just to be jabbing at you or throwing shots at you to emasculate you? What if we're saying it in a manner that's like we're trying to pour into you, but you don't see it? Like
it's everybody's different.
What criticism do you accept, and which ones do you don't?
Everybody's different because some people they can't take that. And when you come at them too hard like that, you're like, I'm trying to help you, and I'm throwing all this stuff in. Some guys like, man, You know.
Keep telling you the same
See,
thing.
personally for me, I'm
For
just
me-
like, if you haven't achieved what I'm trying to achieve, I don't really take your advice. But you know,
It's like, so it's kind of like it depends on who you messing with. And I guess the one that had the baby should know who they messing with. They shouldn't be strong enough to tell, like, oh, mama, hold on, fall back. Sister, fall back. Like, oh, I got this. Because
especially
when
if
you
you're
got
trying to do something
Yeah.
different than what you've already
Yeah.
why you gonna let your whole family in this
Attack
game
this
attack
man.
this dude? You know, when you
Yeah.
see him trying to get on his feet, you know he made some mistakes, but at the end of the day, you lay down with him.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like you saying all this and this, but at the end of the day, that's what you
But you
chose
knew
to
he was
have.
having a baby with.
Right.
You knew he wasn't.
You walked on. You went to thing.
'Cause
You
we
went to
having
see.
options
You
now.
got options. You ain't go down there to no abortion clinic. You know.
No option. She went straight to what she wanted.
Right, ain't no, oh my God, I'm ready and I had no rig, I couldn't get rid of it. It's not like that. It don't work like that. Well, probably is now, you know, with all these laws. But I'm saying, you know what's up. In your head, you was like, you know what? This guy's the right decision. Regardless if you like it or not, you might think he's shit now. I'm just taking
Hold
everything.
on, not in our head. That was in God's head. Because all we do was just have a little sex unprotected. You know what I'm saying?
Oh Lord.
And a baby
Y'all
came.
done started rapping that shit up, bro. I'm telling you right now. And anybody rumors out there thinking D don't rap, you crazy. I don't get down like that. You crazy. I know people. You know people talk. You crazy. I'm saying it now. Nah, I don't get down like that.
You crazy.
Because I can't.
You said it. You crazy.
Because I can't. I can't deal with it. I'm
Double protection.
I get.
Not one protection. Double
I don't know
protection.
about double and everything like that, but I get irritated with it. So I can't imagine it happening unless I know like that's Rugrats and stuff like that. But yeah, you gotta respect it, man. Like if that's the person you having a kid with, it vice versa. Don't talk about a dog, man. Don't talk like a dog to your fellas and your homies and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day,
It's
that's
hard to come back from that.
it's hard. It's hard because
where's your support? You lost all your support when things do get rough and you're trying to work on it.
they like people don't understand when they have a kid. Can't just be popping out these kids. Really. Let me tell you why. We getting into this again. They come into graduation. They come into weddings and stuff like that. They come into when you become a grandparent. This ain't no shit to play with. Why you think parents be so like, oh my God, like, are you serious? Like, if you come up pregnant, they know you ain't ready. Why you think they give you such a hard time? Because they already been through it. They're like, girl, it's gonna be hard. Because if it don't work, you're gonna have to put up with that person unless they look just gone. They don't care at all. But okay, that's even now you gotta be mom, you gotta be dad. So it's gonna be you gonna get somebody you gonna be with, y'all family, or you're gonna be in a 2-parent household, whatever, or somebody gonna be gone. Like that, or they ain't never gonna show up. So you gotta learn how to you gotta learn see how you gonna adapt, which one you gonna adapt to. Either choice, you gotta learn what parent you gonna be. You know, if I get 1, 2, or 3. But I gotta make sure this kid know I care about him and that I'm here for him and everything like that. Now, if you 3, you gone, and clearly you don't care. But you can't be coming back out the woodworks and like, hey, I'm here now. I left because I ain't giving in. But it's some people. It's whatever. It's some people who know they know they got siblings out there that they don't know the dad like that, but they know that's their brother or sister, and they get acquainted and they get cool, and but it's all about how you want it. But I just said you just gotta. Women you just gotta be gentle. These men like that tough. I'm telling you, you gotta be gentle.
They tough or they sensitive, but that's another conversation.
They sensitive.
All
all that shit.
Y'all can't take what's done to y'all.
Okay.
I will say that you're right. We can't. We hate that shit.
Yeah.
When you start throwing it back at us and you start coming with the body shots and shit, we like, oh, hold on. We gonna act up.
For real.
Yeah, we gonna act up because we can. Because me, I don't care what men say. We can't take that shit. Man, they gonna feel some type of way. What the hell she said to me? It's gonna be all day, all damn day. I can't believe she said that stupid shit to me like that.
So let me ask you, as we wrap this up today, what final tips? Is there anything that you want to get off your chest? Is there anything you want to share? Is there any final statements that you feel as though is going to make a very impactful statement?
Yes, very impactful. You can find me at the Battery March 1st. I'm about to put the pause on and thing like that because this is what we do. Shout out Team We. Shout out Cold West. Shout out Planet. We doing it. Hey, I'm at training tomorrow. But I'm gonna leave y'all with this tip. You know, if you're a parent, shout out to all the parents out there. Shout out to all the active parents. We don't do no digital dads, no digital moms. We don't do no goddamn fundraiser parents and shit like that. We don't do none of that.
Right.
We do active parents only because at the end of the day, this world already crazy enough and shit. And the kids is what's gonna keep the world moving.
But what I want to know as a final tip, because we always do, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but we always do like work-life balance or credit tips or, you know, entrepreneurship. Okay. So you working on all of that. Yeah. What tips do you have, especially as a work-life balance and entrepreneurship? Because you do a lot and you got your baby boy. So how do you juggle all of that? So can you give that as a final tip for the segment tonight?
Yes, the final tip. I juggle it is because I gotta remember why I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. I don't want it like the why. Like if you still feel like you're spreading yourself too thin, you look up like why I'm doing shit and you just need to stop. But I look at it as like I'm trying to build base, I'm trying to build foundation, I'm trying to build a legacy, and it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be hard. Mm-hmm. But I want at the end of the day. I'm not saying if it's a whole bunch of money left for my kids and this, or a house or whatever, something. Mm-hmm. I would be okay if my kids are left with, you know what, let me tell you something about my dad. Mm-hmm. My dad was somebody who did what he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And I can rest in peace, mm-hmm. knowing that and everything like that. And that will help them build off of the next and them building more. So I keep that back in my mind, like, what are you doing this? You a parent. You doing it for your kids, regardless if you like it or not. You know, so that's what I leave with it. Just stay silent, you know. So
something to instill within them to, you know, have
you doing it for your kids. You think you doing it for you? Well, you doing it for the kids, you like it or not. Because when you dead and gone, guess who they calling? Guess who calling? Who they calling to come get your stuff? Guess what they calling? Hey, this what they inherit. We gotta go up. Yep. Even if you went in their life, they gotta show down. Oh, they got a kid. Yep. Come on, why you like it or not? You doing it for your kid. Yep. So.
To the kids.
But you need to wrap it up though. If you ain't ready, wrap it up. Ain't be out there doing all that.
Don't pass go.
Strap it up, everything.
I want to thank you for coming on our podcast.
Yeah, that's cool.
This is what the people wanted too. They wanted a young black man.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with it. You know what I mean? You know, in time, definitely, man. Like, I feel like this is gonna blow up, and I feel like a lot of people gonna be coming over there spitting their 2 cents. You know when I always come when needed to talk my shit. You know what I mean? Because I'm always gonna have shit to talk, regardless of what topic is. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be pretty much relate to pretty much anything you got to say. Like, all right, so it's all good.
Well, appreciate you so much.
It's cool.
It's all wrap. We done with it. Another episode completed. Thank you for tuning in for my girl. Guys, we in here.
Scott, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Alright, thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe, like, you know what to do. Alright, follow him on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. You already know. What's your Instagram?
Because Devin Melton _ENT. You know, same thing with the Facebook. I ain't really big on all the Snapchat and stuff like that. So, like, when you can find most of my content, I post most of my stuff about my business and my fighting, of course, and then you're going to find me at the Battery March 1st. But get y'all tickets now because they on sale. Them things do go fast because people be in there, people going crazy, and we about to whoop some motherfuckers' ass. You know what I mean?
So, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Peace. Love you.
Love and happiness, not a